Hello Virgo, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 31st, 2017. And a quick reminder for all of you Virgo people out there, remember if you have purchased the copy of the Tarot Home Study course, I'm actually going to be adding little files and little things every now and then. I'm throwing up a few things this weekend on Sunday, so make sure to check your drop boxes and you'll see possibly some new spreads and some things like that in there for you to play around with. And of course, for those of you who are interested in getting a copy of the Tarot Home Study course, or you would like to get a session with me, you can go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, or follow the links below. So what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, this week, in your astrology, Sunday going into Monday, overnight, we've got Venus in Gemini in your 10th house of career, forming a very, very harmonious angle to Uranus, currently in your 8th house of shared resources and passive income, but it's going to be forming a tense square at the same time to Chiron, currently in your 7th house of partnerships. And it looks like a wonderful opportunity to make some extra cash or some extra money, even promote yourself or actually to bolster your career stature is going to be on the menu. But it may involve actually partnering up, getting close to, or perhaps even joining forces with a business partner or some kind of alliance that you did not want to actually work with again, or somebody where there may be some old beef, some old issues, some old strife that is yet to be resolved, and we may have to decide, is it worth that kind of company? Later on in the week, we've got Jupiter in Libra in your 2nd house of earned income, and it's going to be forming a square as well to Pluto, currently retrograde in your 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your kids. And again, we've got opportunities for more money coming your way. In fact, Jupiter square to Pluto retrograde is kind of interesting because we are having an opportunity to bring back an old source of income or to actually get an old source of income up and running again, whether it was either something that you used to do for the job that you have or in the career that you have, or even an old business idea that you had for yourself with a creative project. However, this is going to come into contrast or perhaps into conflict with, I guess you could say, the schedule or perhaps even the time spent with a partner or a child. It's going to be something that we have to cram into our schedule. I've been telling everyone you can have your cake and eat it too, and you absolutely can, but just be very, very careful. This is going to create a conflict of interest. So what is going on with your spiritual advice this week? Well, for your card of the spiritual advice, we've got the card of the bee, alright? And I think a lot of Virgo people can resonate with the bee very well, because the bee does talk a lot about industry, but it's also talking about a need to pay attention to keeping yourself away from unnecessary distractions. Where are we often pulled in certain directions that kind of keep us off course? The bee it's very hard to pull a bee off course. You know, I know that the bee has the hive mind, it's a one-track mind, but sometimes it's good to be able to have that level of mindfulness when it comes to what you are doing. And this week with the bee, we're kind of seeing, okay, well, there could be a lot of distractions this week when it comes to, you know, whether it's your own industriousness, your own earning power, or again, getting your own priorities, you know, taken care of, because of, you know, unnecessary distractions this week. You know, sometimes those distractions can seem like threats that are really not threats. Sometimes those distractions are people just eating up too much time, or maybe even just being a bit too obvious about wanting to hold on to that attention for whatever the hell. And this week with the bee, it's important to pay attention to where, again, while we're trying to stay industrious, we're trying to stay productive, this week is going to also be making sure that you understand that, you know, it's not going to hurt your relationships with other people to stay on your own course, as long as you're not doing any collateral damage by doing so, I must add. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Two of Cups reversed. And again, we've got some difficulties coming on when it comes to partnering up with people or working with or for people that we cannot stand this week. And this isn't just like, oh, I don't like my office, I don't like my coworkers, or whatever. This is definitely there's more depth to this than just sort of a group issue. The Two of Cups reversed indicates a particular person. Okay, now this could be a troublesome client or a customer that is just with us for the week. Maybe they won't let us go, you know. We've all had those situations where people will, you know, call and text when it's completely inappropriate to do so. Or maybe we'll have a situation crop up where we have to come back to the work that this person is or is not doing. And so there's an issue with a teamwork breakdown going on this week. Financially, the Two of Cups reversed, though, is kind of interesting because it does actually give us a lot of money, but it's money for things that we don't like to do and for people we don't like to be with. If it's worth it to you, it's still a good card. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we've got the Sun card reversed. And this can actually be a really nice card when it comes to the Sun card reversed, because it seems like somebody close to you has felt your relationship or your connection to them has gotten overcomplicated. There's too much pressure, or there's too much stress, there's too much tension. This could be a romantic situation if, you know, if perhaps somebody in a romantic relationship is like putting a lot of pressure on the relationship and it's, you know, creating some drama. Or maybe it's a family situation where it's, you know, it's all work and no real connection, or a friendship situation where we just seem to be drifting. This person is caught in wind of that. When I look at the Sun card reversed, I look at sweetness. I look at somebody understanding the need for more sweetness in this connection, and they're definitely going to be working on bringing that to you this week. You may be feeling a bit frustrated with them as well, and you may not necessarily be able to realize or see what that sweetness is for what it is, but we're going to have to be, you know, mindful Virgos here. Even I'm going to have to be like, oh, okay, well, I wonder who this is going to be. Because believe you me, I have a list. I have a list. Once you're on the list. Anyway, for your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Five of Cups reversed. Can you let reparations be made to you? Okay, Virgo. Usually the Five of Cups reversed, we have a recovery. We have an apology, we have reparations, we have compensation coming our way. And sometimes it's physical. And when we see the Five of Cups reversed as a challenge, it's a challenge to you, and me, I guess, to pay attention to where I'm kind of feeling like there's a refusal to accept an apology. There's a refusal to accept amends. You know how sometimes there is that, it's not good enough anymore, I don't want it anymore, even though I made a big deal out of it for a month and a half. You know, we don't want to be that person, don't be that person, it's not a good look. But the Five of Cups reversed is indicating that, you know, there is going to be some kind of compensation. Somebody truly is trying to make something up to you. And your challenge is letting them. Oh, God, Rambo. Okay, that hurts, Daddy. He's making biscuits on my tummy. Alright, so for your emotions with water, with your romantic life, we do have the Nine of Wands upright. When it comes to love and romance, I think a lot of the energy surrounding this card is basically talking about, you know, a need to pay attention to where there is a problem with crowding that's going on, okay? And when I talk about crowding, we're talking about maybe there is a time and a space that we do need to have for ourselves that doesn't involve, you know, constant check-ins, you know, being bombarded with text messages, or having somebody kind of, you know, join at the hip all the time. Because the Nine of Wands upright is indicating some need for some space. Somebody's feeling uncomfortable. And this may be a situation that you and your partner are kind of getting aware of, or maybe things have been a little bit hostile, but we didn't know this might have been the issue, that maybe we have just been too routinely exposed to each other too much. The Nine of Wands upright can also indicate there may be a subject coming up for a crush or a partner that makes them go on the defensive. And this may actually be something from their past. This may be a sore spot. Somebody may touch a wound or a bruise that definitely has not healed. And it may make your partner start to behave and act a little bit strangely. Don't take it personally, but, you know, again, don't crowd them, but keep an eye on them. So that is your horoscope, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, or follow the links below.